Hey everyone, I'm working on this Ford 1220 tractor, a hydraulic line blew on it. I'm going to show you how to do an easy fix without spending a lot of money. Now the hydraulic line that broke on it comes from the pump, and the fitting is right here, goes underneath. I'm not sure if you can see the hole or not. It's right there. It basically just starts squirting hydraulic fluid everywhere. So I've already got the pieces out. This snapped off right here on the end, and there's the thread right there where it snapped off and started breaking and started squirting fluid out. So these things are pretty pricey. If you order them, usually you can't get them locally. It's a pretty specialty item, and then I believe it's a metric size, but I'll show you the easy way to fix it. So here's the easiest and cheapest way to fix a fitting like this. Okay, now this piece right here is I believe like 30-40 bucks, and you'd have to order it most likely online somewhere. All you gotta do is go to your local hardware store and get the fitting with the right thread pattern. Now, I believe this is a 1/4 by 18. Get you a drill bit and a tap, and you can see right here that this is a, let's see if I can get it to focus. It's a 1/4 by 18. Okay, so basically what you're going to do is you're going to grind off the end here, make it flush, and then you're going to use your drill bit and drill it up in there. Just try to make sure that you keep it straight, and you're going to tap the threads in there, and then you're going to put some sealant on here, and you're going to run it into that piece, and that way it replaces the tip. So whenever you get it in there, then the tip sticking out is going to be almost identical to the length of the original one, and you shouldn't have any problems. And what that's going to do also is give you a double wall, and probably strengthen it up a lot, because where this one broke on the tractor was up, right close to the edge there. Now instead of it being right there, you'll have this extra nut right there. Now it's hard to get a fitting up in there with the wrench side up over here because of the amount of room that you have to work on the tractor. This will actually hit, if you got a shorter piece like this that would thread in, this would actually hit and you wouldn't be able to screw it in because of the clearance room. So it's just easier to go ahead and tap the end of this and run the new fitting into it, and then screw it back in and go about your day. So the first thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and grind the end down using a band sander like this. Okay, so you can see I've got the end sanded down there, and I'm going to put it in the vise. Okay, so now I've got it in the vise. Now be careful whenever you're sanding this, because this is going to get really hot, so be careful, don't burn yourself. Now I went ahead and took a step bit just to widen up the mouth just a little bit, so that the drill bit won't walk on the end of it. So once you get it to where it won't walk on the end of it, like it shouldn't right now, then you go ahead and use a drill and go ahead and drill out the correct size for the new fitting. The new drill bit. Try to make sure that it stays nice and centered. Hopefully you're getting this centered on the vise, and you're using a drill that has centering leveling on it. And you can see I've got leveling on mine on both sides, so that you can see and make sure that's staying level, so that you're drilling a hole right down the center. Just take your time, do it really nice and slow so it doesn't jerk on you or grab on you, and you don't mess up anything or split the original fitting. It's best if you have a nice sharp drill bit, a strong one to do it. So now I've got the fitting drilled out in the center, and you can see a nice smooth even hole all the way down. and we'll go ahead and get the tap on it. Now on the tap, I like to use a little bit of grease the threads up to give it some lubrication, and also the grease will help grab the metal flakes. Now it's not too important with it being off the tractor. If it was on the tractor, putting something on there to collect the metal flakes would be really important. Off the tractor, it doesn't matter too much. So sometimes getting a tap started can be a little pain. Just take your time and keep it straight. Once you get it started, then just work it back and forth, and you can see it cutting into the fitting. Now really the hardest part is just getting it started. So let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and run this down, and then I'll show you after I get it done, the completed thread. Now you can see how I've gotten some thread started on there. Now I like to go in a little bit and then come back out and clean the tap, clean all the metal off from it. You want to be careful that you don't get it too tight and split your original fitting. So just take it back out, clean the metal off the threads, and then start it again, going back down in there, and then just keep going until you get adequate amount of room to be able to screw the new fitting in. And I wanted to kind of show you again all this debris that's coming out, all the little metal shavings and stuff. You want to make sure that whenever you come back out that you clean all that out. Just take your time, just go in there just a little bit at a time, in and out, until you get it tapped down far enough to put your new fitting in. So once you get it tapped down far enough to where you think it's suitable to put your new thread in there, your new fitting, then go ahead and screw your new fitting in there and see how well it fits. And you can see how it's screwing down in there, and it starts getting stiff there. So that the rest of the room right there will be for me to, twist it on in using a wrench to get it nice and tight. I'm also going to put some sealant pipe or sealant tape on there. But before I go ahead and put the sealant on there and screw it in, I wanted to show you the threads on here. Let me see if I can zoom in and see. You can see the new threads inside of the pipe. I'm going to go ahead and slightly touch up the surface a little bit more to make it a little bit smoother, and then I'm going to go ahead and screw in the new fitting. Okay, so everything's cleaned up. I got the sealant on the end of the new fitting. I'm going to go ahead and screw it into the original fitting that I just got done running the taps on it. Run it down until it's pretty snug. And now you can see that I've just repaired that hydraulic fitting, and we'll go screw it back in and see how it works. And you can see right here that this is the original threads that was on the end of this, and after I grinded it down, moved it back slightly, okay, it's in the same position that it was in, and you can see that it's almost identical to the length that it needed to be. So I basically fixed the fitting there, and you're not going to have a problem with the nut clearing because it's still within the shaft size and everything's within proportion. Everything should work just fine. So I'm back out to the tractor. I'm going to go ahead and take the fitting and get it down close to the hole. I might have to move the line out of the way a little bit in order to screw the new fitting in. And we'll go ahead and screw that into place. Now I've got a socket with a 1/2 inch ratchet. I'm going to go ahead and screw it back in. Okay, so now that it's screwed it into place, I'm going to go ahead and bring the line back over into its proper position. Bring the fitting up. Go ahead and start tightening this up. So now I've got it all back together. I'm going to go ahead and use 2 wrenches to tighten up the compression fitting. And so now I've completed the repair. So there you can see it's hydraulic line's reconnected. Now this is the line that's underneath the seat, so whenever you repair this, you got to take the seat off, and then you got to take this top plate off, which is bolted to the top there. It's not really too hard. You should be able to figure that out in order to get to there. If that's leaking, you'll see some hydraulic fluid leaking down onto the ground underneath. If you're running at high speed, you might see hydraulic fluid splattering out onto your feet, out onto the foot stand, and you'll have to shut it off because you'll run all your hydraulic fluid out. Now if you did run a lot of hydraulic fluid out, then you want to make sure that you check your level right here, make sure you got enough in it. Pull your little dipstick. If you don't have enough fluid in it, then just go to the back side and fill it up right here at this cap. That's where you fill your hydraulic fluid up at. But that's basically how you repair a hydraulic fitting, a lot cheaper than replacing it. Now it probably took me a total of about 30 minutes to put everything together, you know, clean it up, take my time to do it. So if you take your time, then you should be able to do the same repair in about the same amount of time. But anyways, everyone, thanks for watching my video today. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button for me. And if you liked it, then, you know, check that like button, and then share it. Leave your comments below, and stay tuned for the next video. Thanks for watching again.